morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time you may be watching this video, welcome to my channel. You find me in my tornado-like of a kitchen. It has been a very difficult week. It has been a very difficult week. As you know, I'm a mom of two, and I set out this week to potty train my 2.5-year-old. And I felt like it was time to do this, and things didn't go as planned. I really thought heading into this that she would get it and things would go how I planned, how I scheduled, and that wasn't the case. So I got to thinking a few days ago on my Instagram, I put out that this particular situation and how things didn't go my way. And it really got me to think that a lot of times in life we do set out to do certain things and they don't go as planned. You know, when we set out to do these things, we think of the fairy tale ending or the ending that we want, the goal that we want. And sometimes it just doesn't happen like that. And this video is for that specific reason, with that in mind. Sometimes in life things will not go as planned, but there are ways to go around it and conquer those things, and that's what this video is all about. There is not one single person that is exempt from this. Everyone will fail at one point, but it's the way that we pick ourselves up and move forward that we can learn from these things, or just plan better next time. That's sometimes just the case. So I want to go ahead and chat with you, but before we do, let's get some coffee, because let me tell you, I need coffee. I might need 2 cups actually, so let's go. Okay, so I got my coffee. It smells so good. I think I put way too much creamer, which I normally do, but it smells good. I can't wait till I can get an espresso machine or even a Nespresso machine. I'm down for both, but I can't wait to make my own drinks at home. That's like my ultimate goal. That's what I really want to do, is be a stay-at-home mom. So as I drink my coffee, I just wanted to set the story for you and what happened to me and why I got inspired to make this video. So I did set out to potty train my daughter Lux. She is 2.5, and things didn't go as I planned. I planned in my head that it would take 3 or 4 days to get her used to this, this scenario that she won't be able to tell me. I knew that it was gonna be tough. I did know that she was gonna have accidents. I did know that I would have to clean a lot, and I did know that she would take her own time, you know. So I did have that in mind, but I did set out thinking that this was going to happen. So I did lay out the 3 days. I got the potty ready, I got the cleaning supplies ready, and all of the prizes that I was gonna give to her when she would go to the restroom to reward her, to get her motivated. I took 3 days, and it was hard and it was tough, and she wasn't getting it. She would go to the restroom when I put her on the toilet, but she wasn't communicating the specific things that she needed to. She wasn't saying, "Mom, I need to go to the restroom." And even when she did go to the restroom, she wasn't telling me that she was done. So I knew after the 4th day, me and my husband looked at each other and were like, she's not ready. So it was disappointing, you know, it was disappointing when we found out that she wasn't ready, and that we would have to work again. And I knew that I would have to continue to just incorporate this in our lifestyle. And I did continue. After the few days, I did continue. And let me tell you, after the maybe like 6th day, she is starting now to tell me on her own. She's starting to say, Mom, and run to the restroom on her own. So it did take her own timing. It was on her timing. So it wasn't that disappointing knowing that she was able to internalize what she needed and she did it on her own time. So that was very good. But it did inspire me to do this video and to talk to you a little bit about what to do when things don't go your way and how to handle these feelings and these emotions and the insanity. And this hasn't been the only time that things have not gone my way. This is just a mom thing that I'm going through, but there's been dreams that have been crushed. There have been relationships that have ended. And you know, you go through these things throughout your life, whether you're a teenager, an adult, a single parent, whatever it may be. These are gonna continue to happen in your life, but it's the way we deal with them that we truly conquer these things in our lives and these milestones and make them turn around this bad for good. So, cheers. Oh yeah, that's way too much creamer. I would say the first thing to do when things don't go your way is really evaluate the situation. Sometimes when things happen, problems happen, things arise in our lives that we technically didn't plan, we are so deep in it that we freak out. We go into freak out mode. And sometimes it's a little bit too much. I think that sometimes when we're so deep in, we're so invested, it's so personal to us, that when it doesn't happen our specific way, it could be detrimental and we could freak out, you know? So I really think that we need to step back and evaluate the situation. What is the exact problem? Are we the only people that are going through this problem? And will it matter in like a year? Will it matter in a year? If you evaluate the problem and it won't matter in a year, it probably doesn't need the time of day that you're giving this certain situation. I feel that sometimes we obsess over the now that we bring it into our future. And that is a huge problem. So if you think about the overall situation and you know it's not gonna matter in a year, in 5 years, don't give it the time of day. Just leave it alone and move on. I feel like most people do bring this in with them, and sometimes we don't need to. So as you can see here, I have neglected my dishes. It has been, like I said, it's been a crazy week, and I hate doing dishes. So I'm gonna sit here and start doing these dishes while I continue to talk to you. Okay, so I'm gonna continue while I'm doing my dishes, while I'm putting away my dishes, which is my least favorite thing to do. So I think the second thing would be, don't take it personal. There are things, problems, situations that are gonna arise in your life that technically happened not because of you. There are situations that happen. In my particular case, Lux wasn't ready. So it wasn't something that I did. I did everything in my power to accomplish the potty train situation, but she just wasn't ready. So I need to know and to learn to not take that personal. She will get it in her own time. There she is right here. She will get it in her own time, and I feel that sometimes we do take situations personal, and it's not our thing to take personal. It may just be the other person, like Lux. It may be your boss. It may be a relationship that just wasn't ready for a commitment. It's not yours to take personal. If it's not your issue, don't take it personal. It may just be the people around you that need more time to grow and more space to learn. So don't take it personal. I'm gonna get her out of this video, and I'm gonna continue these dishes. So the third thing that I learned this week, when things didn't go my way, the third thing that I did was to process my thoughts. And sometimes when things happen to us, we tend to be to ourselves. We think about this situation to ourselves and we forget to process our thoughts. There are many people out there who are probably going through the exact same thing that you're going through, and you don't need to do it on your own. What I did is I went to Instagram. I took to Instagram and kind of vented, and a lot of moms that went through the exact same thing pumped me up, gave me tips, and talked to me about it. And I got a lot of texts as well saying you could do it and don't give up and all of that. And that really did help in the journey and the process. And so don't go through it alone. Whether it's Instagram, whether you call a friend, whether you text a friend, DM a mom that you look up to, not a mom, but like a friend or a person, a business person, a husband, a wife, whoever it may be. Text them and say, hey, I'm going through this situation, and you really don't have to go through it alone. Also, a good thing to process your thoughts is journaling. Journaling can help you just vomit all your thoughts, all your feelings, all your emotion onto the page. And it's a really cool tool because you can look back and see the progress and how much you've grown. And I think that's a really fun way to document your growth. So don't go through it alone. Here you see the infamous potty. This is a little pink potty in our living room. So that's fun. And this is the battlegrounds. It's a little messy. And I'm gonna tend to these clothes very soon. Hopefully. Gotta get some folding done. Lastly, I would say learn from it and move forward. Keep going. Yes, it is a bummer that things didn't go your way, and yes, it sucks. But if we don't learn from our mistakes, if we don't see exactly what we did wrong, if we don't see the steps that we maybe forgot along the way that didn't help to lead to the victory, we won't learn from these things, and we won't equip ourselves the next time, and we'll keep falling into the same patterns over and over again. Learn from the mistakes, get all the nuggets that you need to, and let's move on to another task, and let's kill it at that. It may not have gone your way for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So once we learn from those things, we'll be able to kill it in the next thing. So keep going, don't get stuck, move forward, let's go pick up those tools. So I'm about to make some bomb avocado toast, but before I do, I just wanted to let you know that everyone goes through situations and everyone goes through disappointments, and you're not the only one. I know in this situation, it may seem like you are going through it alone, but don't. There's so many outlets, so many things that you can do to process these thoughts and process these emotions. So don't go through it alone. Down in the comments below, let me know if steps that you have taken to better get through situations or circumstances in your life. And what's one thing that hasn't gone your way? I would want to know, whether it be a job or relationship. And remember that when these things don't take place, there's probably a reason. And me looking back to maybe a thing in high school that I was crying about or worried about, and looking back, it doesn't matter today. Or I learned from it. It really did happen, and it really did suck when it happened. But now looking back as a mom, as a wife, these are steps that I really did need to learn before I got to where I am today. So you may be going through stuff right now, but know that it may not matter in the future, or you may learn from it in the future, and it's all happening for a reason. So I hope this encourages you. Please let me know in the comments below stuff that maybe you've gone through, or stuff that you need just help with. I'm here to help, whatever you may be needing. So Again, comment below, ring my bell for notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!